Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Secretary DeVos, for coming this afternoon or this morning, and thank you for your service. I wanted to follow up. You came by the office a few weeks ago, and we talked about the TRIO programs. And I wanted you to share with the committee your plan for reviewing these applications that were discarded due to either formatting or budget issues. This committee, thanks to Chairman Blunt and others, wants to make sure that institutions like WVU and West Virginia State are not penalized for minor errors in their applications.
Thanks, Senator, for that question. We did have that conversation, and as you know, the formatting issue was dealt with, I think, later last year, but there were some other applications that had some issues with the budgetary formatting and or some of the numbers, frankly. And per the direction of Congress, we have gone back and have opened a process to re-examine those, I think it's 40-some applicants that fall into that category. So
Do we have a timeline on that?
I don't have the specific timeline, but I'd be happy to get that to you.
Okay, thank you. In your remarks, you mentioned that a number of consolidations are occurring, including proposals for the federal TRIA, HEA Title III, and Title V, supporting minority-serving institutions, making them formula grants so that the states may use the funds more effectively. Could we talk about that a little bit? Does that mean it's formula grants down to the state to make that decision? Is that how you envision that? And why is that more efficient and a better way to deliver the funding than what we presently have?
So let me just go back to your previous question, because we're on track to have the process for the 40-some schools we just talked about done by this summer, so that it is in advance of the next
fall.
school year.
Great.
But with respect to your question about some of the programs that we have proposed for consolidation, all of these programs, about 90% of the funding continually goes to the same entities. And yet we have a large process within the Department of Education that goes through all of these grant programs repetitively, time after time, and ends up granting them out to the same places. So our proposal is to make that more efficient and recognize what it essentially is, which is more of a block granted program, and do so to the states. Mm-hmm. The states, we believe, have they're closer to the institutions and have a better handle on whether there are some new entrants into the market that might be considered, and also how the existing ones are doing. And so that's our proposal, to streamline that and make that process more effective and recognize what it basically is.
I mean, I agree with the premise of giving the states the flexibility. I think that goes along with the Every Student Succeeds Act that we passed and others. My question is, and I think Senator Shaheen her ears will perk up on this one as well, whenever I hear the formula funding, it always sounds like it's going to be population-based, and for smaller states, sometimes that can, and a lot of times that can be detrimental to maybe previous years. So I would just put that on your radar screen.
Yeah, well, the proposal would be for the states to get the same level of funding that they have previously.
Okay.